rivals, welcome to Back's Attacks as today we unlock the Paladin at Stronghold 7. Paladin heals their other units, and for that, she's going to take a bow. The Paladin is a unit that you're probably going to want to use in every battle from now on. It's just that good. The healing aura from the Paladin can affect multiple units. In fact, a melee unit can be affected or healed by 6 Paladins stacking up, and range units by 3 Paladins. So you want to have several Paladins in your army. They'll affect both, but melee units especially. We'll be switching over to Forval as our Ancient. The first spell there, Frost Shield, reduces damage by 35%, and so with them taking less damage, the healing ability of the Paladins is that much more useful. Now the key thing to note about the Paladin is that they have pretty good health. Not too bad on their damage, DPS, but not as good as the other units, and their troop size is 2. That means if you have a squad size of 6, you will only see 3 Paladins on the battlefield, whereas the size for soldiers and wardens is 1. Maulers, as we saw earlier, also has a troop size of 2. So you'll have less Paladins, but they're very helpful. You still want some kind of tank within the army, preferably. So we're going to try our Maulers out first, along with some soldiers, some Paladins, and wardens. So we'll get one of each here and see how this combination does. On this particular base, we have just a lot of free mana over on the right side, so we'll take advantage of that. And once we hit the core near the Stronghold, there's a lot of defensive there, so the Frost Shield will be very helpful there. And we'll go ahead and snipe a little bit more, and then drop our units down here and come in from the right side. That watchtower is locked onto the dragon, so I'll send our Maulers in and other units to take that. The wardens picked off that last troop portal. And see that yellow glow around the Paladins and other units? That means they're being affected by the healing aura. Soldiers wandered off up north, but that's okay. Between Frost Shield and the healing aura, our units are in fine shape. You see the wardens in the back shooting. They have that yellow look to them. That means they're close enough to get the healing aura from the Paladin. Those soldiers have rejoined the group. We'll cast a Ice Elemental and just continue to mop up this base. So this or similar troop compositions is very effective with Paladins. Something tanky, the Paladin, a Warden, and the Paladin itself. But let's go ahead and try up some different combinations here. Since melee units can be affected by up to 6 Paladins, let's try adding 6 Paladins to the mix. Keep a soldier for a tank, and a warden for shooting over walls and for some extra DPS. We also have our fire elemental from the Living Flame event. Alright, so let's try to get some mana to get a Frost Shield near the start. So if we can get about 5 mana, we can start our attack, or head down to the troop portals here and take whatever free mana they want to offer us. We don't want the troops to go around the building, so we are funneling the troops, cutting off distractions to the right or left, and we're going to send them right up the middle. So it's important to put down your tanks first, the Paladins behind it. They do better at healing than tanking. Our dragon has gone down, but that's okay. And you'll see some nice healing going on here. And with the Frost Shield damage reduction, take a look at the hit point bars on our units. They are pretty much not going down. So with a double dose of the Paladins here, 6 of them instead of 3, the units are doing really well at staying alive. So that can be an effective combination. You just need to make sure that without Maulers, you can focus or funnel your troops to get them to go where you want them to go. Win streak 8. Let's take our relic chest. Primus Mage. We'll take a look at those in a later episode. But let's dive into our next attack. And for this one, let's try what happens if you use an all melee assortment. So Maulers, soldiers, and 2 paladins. And I'm going to warn you in advance, this is a Barracks fail. I spent so much time setting up the attack, getting the mana, funneling the troops, that by the time I finally deploy them, there's only 38 seconds left. Do not do this at home. The units are all in on the Stronghold, they're all in great health, but not even close to enough time. So that's not a good attack, but let's try that all melee combination again. Now it's going to be on a much easier base, I admit that. That's the problem with losing a winning streak, is your next ones are going to be very simple. That's good for getting gold, good for winning, but not necessarily the best for the videos. But let's take a close look at how the melee units are doing, and let's just watch those hit points. They're getting hit by the flame tower, which does a lot of damage. But as the paladins come by and they start getting under the aura, you will see them recover their hit points rather quickly. So in just a few seconds, those soldiers are back up to full height. Back up to full strength. That's the benefit of the Paladins, and with the melee units in particular. Alright, we have one more Battlestone. And this time, let's go in the opposite direction. Can we get away with using a pair of Paladins and a pair of Mana Hunters? How well does the aura work out when you're using just the range units? Because Mana Hunters can be kind of weak, they're kind of frail on their own, so if we have enough healing for them, let's see how they can do. Now this time we don't have a bigger tanks, and so the Paladins are going to go down first, Mana Hunters right behind them. Everything's getting healed. The Frost Shield is protecting them also. And we got the Dragon right up for backup. So on this easier base, we're seeing that the healing aura of the Paladins does affect the Mana Hunters and works well. If you have an Ancient that does well with high mana, this is a good way to collect a lot of mana and to protect those Mana Hunters at the same time. So not too bad. Paladins, an essential part of the Rival Kingdom army.